Cool. Well, so today I've been looking on Instagram. So some fun Instagram inspired things in class today. We'll do a handles only setup kind of partway through class, and then we'll put the main sling back on. With the handles only, it's like a fun kind of flow through a squat and a lunge and a row and that kind of stuff. So kind of one into the next, more almost like a dance kind of. So that's kind of fun. And then later in class, we're going to do some hip stretches, but we'll be closer to the floor. So we'll actually lower the main sling from the normal height to just a little bit lower, but we'll do that towards the end of class. Cool. That's what we got in store. Anybody have any requests or anything before we jump in?
Nope.
Cool. All right. Let's get to it. Music still sounding good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do it. Do a quick safety check, and I'll meet you back here for some of our crescent, or not our crescent lunges. Yeah, our crescent lunges. I don't know what I'm thinking of. There we go. Cool, so carabiners are all locked. All our ropes are in the right spot. Good. All right, so when you're ready, we'll grab high handle. Come into a bit of a squat here, and then step forward nice and slow with your right leg. And then we'll take like normal, about 2 breaths or so, and then switch legs. You can kind of go at your own pace here. Feel free to speed up a little bit or slow it down a bit. Ooh, as you're doing that, remember you're stepping really slow with the leg as you come forward. And as you're stretching here at the end, once you've got your foot down, you're getting into the hip flexor on the back leg, but also pressing down into the front heel on the front leg. Okay, keep going. Couple more. Good. Stretching through the shoulders, the core. If it feels okay, maybe you let your head fall back. Okay, let's do one more in each leg. That's it. Good, and then we'll come on up, give your hands a little shake, and then we'll go side to side and front to back. So grab onto high handles again, finding that kind of chair position, and then knees will drop towards the sides. So your legs and your arms are as straight as you can be, although they'll probably be bent a bit, right? Good. And then just slowly go in side to side. So again, maybe 2 to 3 breaths per side, and we'll just keep going back and forth a few times. Really feeling into the shoulder joint, the hips. Okay, we'll go one more time each way here. Just easy through the head and the neck. Maybe you find a little bit of motion through the neck, circles, or just side to side. Good. Coming back to center, we'll give a quick shake out again, and then we'll go heel to toes here. Okay, going backwards, toes will lift up. You can either let your hips kind of drop and focus on stretching through the lower back and the shoulders, or maybe you lift the hips up and let the head fall back, getting a little more stretch through the head and the neck. Yeah. And then coming forward, pressing through your belly, being gentle with your spine. Let the first couple be a little more gentle, a little easier. And then as you make your way a couple times through, starting to get a little bit deeper and exploring a little more. Good. Give it a good shake out. Maybe a little stretch to the hands. Whew. Doing good? Yeah, good. Okay, good. Woo. All right, we'll make our way to your main sling next. And we'll head upside down. Remember to check to make sure that you are all one color. You're not twisted at all in the main sling before you get in. And then making your way upside down. Awesome. Once you make your way here, take that first few moments to just do whatever feels like your body wants to do. Maybe you just hang, maybe you bring your arms in a particular spot, doesn't matter. Follow your intuition. Good. Take a big breath in. Big breath back out. Good. And let's take your hands behind your lower back. We'll interlace your fingers and let your hands fall towards the floor. Good. Maybe gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. Sometimes that helps to get the hands a little closer to the ground, but it's not like a goal to get your hands to the ground. You're just looking for the stretch in your shoulders. And then look towards the right, stretching a bit through the neck. Good. Stretching to the left. Good. Head back to center. We'll gently let hands go. Plant your hands on the ground and then walk away from you to banana pose. Walk as far as you can forward. And then glue your hands to the ground, letting the trapeze pull your hips backward. So a nice big stretch through your belly, through your shoulders, chest. Take your head out yes and no a few times. And let's twist with this. So we'll take right hand to where left hand is. Left hand comes up either to your thigh. Maybe you can stick it underneath the main sling, or you can wrap around that long handle. And then gaze towards the left. So you're twisting towards the left as much as you can. Right hand is glued to the ground. Okay, trying to get a stretch all the way up the right side, maybe even the front of the right pelvis, top of the hip. Good, big breath in. Big breath out. One more time, big breath in. Big breath back out. Good, and then we'll change sides. So walking back through center, see if you can get just a little bit farther in center, and then change to the other side. So left hand goes to where right hand was, right arm comes up, and then twisting towards the right, pulling the right shoulder back behind you. Good, take another breath in. And then breath back out, coming back to center again here. Good, take one more breath in, stretching as much as you can. Stay for the exhale. Good, and then slowly let go. Make your way back up to a seat. So take your time. Looking at your toes as you come up, slight tuck of the chin towards your chest, and we'll stay in the main sling. Once you get back up, think I need 2 cameras. I could have one on both sides and I don't have to try to walk while I'm dizzy too. All right, so arms come out and around. If you want to give a little pull here, you can bring the main sling a little closer to your knees. We'll do a couple supported heads and then we'll head back upside down. So grab onto the high handles. Good, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Belly button pulls up and in. And then push your head back over your spine so the back of your head is going slightly backwards. Good, take a breath in. And on the exhale, lift up some of the weight out of the hips. Awesome. Nice. We're gonna hold it here for about 20 seconds. So head stays back, belly button up and in. Keep lifting through the crown of the head. Keep squeezing the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower. If you want to, you can kind of fold forward a little bit. Slump. Good, let's turn the ankles a few times. If you like, you can turn the wrists too. That'll be good for them. Okay, reverse the circle. Good, and then go up and down. So point and flex with the toes, same motion with the hands. Good, and then scrunch up your hands and scrunch up your toes. And then fan everything back out. Good, a couple more times. Scrunch them in, fan it out. See how wide apart you can get your toes. Scrunch them in, fan them out. Good, take everything out. So let's do it again. High handles, shoulder blades back and down, belly button up and in, head over the spine, big breath in. On the exhale, let's go. Nice, lift and hold, you got it. Good, keep squeezing. I'm gonna feel the muscles around the shoulder blades engaging. Head sits back over the spine. Good, we got 4, 3, 2, 1, release and slump. Ooh, awesome. Little shake. Nice. And then take your time. We're gonna go back upside down. If you need another moment sitting upright before you head there, take your time. I'll meet you guys in that pose. Ooh, going all over the place. There we go. Nice. Once you get down here, we'll take your hands to the long handles, and then arms go out to the sides, feet together for a bat pose. Good. Relax through the head. Give your head just a couple of gentle shakes or nods, so you can release a little bit through the shoulders. Good. From here, bend your elbows into your sides. And then let your hands go around to the back of your head. So you'll interlace your fingers, your elbows will drop forward. And we'll take that diamond shape with the arms and the feet to double diamond. Good, breathe in. And exhale. Gently pin your gaze just slightly towards the left. There's not a lot of room to move here. If you can, get a little extra stretch through the side of your neck. That's what we're going for. Yeah, let's turn the gaze towards the right. Good. And then real slowly, we'll release the hands. So hands come to the floor. Good. And then we'll take hands behind your head. Do a couple of crunches. So we're gonna go opposite elbow to knee to get into the oblique. So take a breath in. On the exhale, bring elbow up as high as you can towards the knee. And then as you inhale, find a little bit of a back bend. So you're bringing your shoulders back farther than you would if you're on the ground. So exhale, opposite elbow to knee, we'll switch sides. And then inhale, little back bend. Good. Keep going. So a little elbow to knee. And then sort of like that cobra back bend. Good. First we got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Ooh, good. Breathe in. Whenever you're ready, we'll come up. If you need a moment to just be still, that's also great. So take your time and we'll meet seated back upright. Nice. Good job, you guys. All right, whenever you're ready to come out of your main sling, we're gonna move to that handles only setup and do our CNC flowy circuit. So we'll take the main sling off and just set it to the side. We'll use it again shortly. All right, so when you guys are ready, I'll give you a quick demo of what we're gonna do, and then I'll have you join me just so you kind of see where it's gonna go. So it's all with the middle handles here. So make sure that you've got your flat clips and then moved up enough that you can get a real easy grip with the middle handle. So it's gonna go inclined row. So you'll grab the middle handles and a diagonal and come up for a row. And then squat back. So it's a row and then a squat back. And then as you stand up from your squat, you'll lift one leg. And then you'll step forward to a lunge. So arms will come up, right? You see how I did that sort of like the crescent lunges that we did earlier? Arms come up for a full lunge. And then as you come back, we'll lift the leg, same leg, again. So you'll come back up and then keep your leg lifted for a pistol squat. So pistol squat is where you've got one leg lifted in line with the hip, and you're pressing into the opposite heel. From pistol squat, heel step leg back down. So that's the full thing. Here it is on the other side. So we'll alternate legs. So it's inclined row, squat, normal squat, right? As you step back up from the squat, it's leg up, and then slow step forward for a lunge. Up, and then back up. Leg comes up, and then this one's the pistol squat. Down and up. Good. Sound good, you guys? A little silly, but it'll be fun. All right, so here we go. Hands in those middle handles. Take a little step back so you've got enough kind of resistance here to come back into the inclined row. So you're about arm's length distance away. Here we go. So lower down into the inclined row, and then pull yourself back up, and then hip back into squat, so your knees stay over your ankles. As you step up from your squat, lift your right leg up. Good, and then we'll step forward to lunge. So arms up, lower down, tap the left knee. Good, and then as you come up from here, we'll lift the right leg back up into a pistol squat. So leg stays lifted. Hinging at the knee, come down just in line with the left knee, stand up, and then lower right leg down. Good. And then we'll lower back, inclined row. Good, pull back up. Squat back, 90-90 squat. Good, pressing into the heels, left leg lift. And then step forward into a lunge. So arms up, lower the right knee down, lift. And then slowly step back up. Left leg comes up, pistol squat. So you're lowering your hips just in line with your knee here. Step back, lift back up, and then step down. Good, give it a little shake. Nice. Go again. Feet hip width, arms length distance away from the main sling. A lower back for your row. and lift. And then hips back into squat. Good, right leg comes up. Step it forward for the lunge. Good. Left knee lowers down and lift. Right leg comes up. Pistol squat. Good. Right leg comes down. Step back up. Incline row. And lift. And squat back. Left leg lift. Step forward. Lunge down. You can press your palms into the black handles there. Yep. Stepping back, pistol squat. Hips just in line with the knee. Good. Hey, so let's go one more round. Each leg, give it a little shake. Arms out. Here we go. Incline row. And up. And squat back. Right leg lift. Step forward for lunge. Good, left knee tap. And up. Right leg comes up. Pistol squat on that left leg. Good, lift up. And step right leg down. One more time. Incline row. And lift. 90-90 squat. And lift. Left leg up. Step forward for lunge. Awesome. Down. Left leg up. Here's that last pistol squat. Down. And up. Good. Shake it out. Woo. Good job. That's fun, huh?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, good.
I love this song too. So chill. All right, we're gonna grab some water and then pop your main sling back on.
Do we want to pop it on lower now, or do we want to do that later?
Not quite yet. We're gonna do one thing and then we'll put it on lower.
Okay.
Thanks for asking though. All right, so we're gonna do kind of a variation of down dog, except we're not gonna come all the way down. Just give me when you're ready, turn on and watch me first, and then I'll give you a demo, and then we'll go into it. Good. So just like you normally would for down dog, you're gonna put your main sling, which I guess, if you need your main sling lower for down dog, then you're right, you should put it down, yeah. But you're gonna kind of capture it at your hips, and then take your legs wide open, like you're gonna do a pasarita, like a wide-legged forward fold. And then we'll lean over that, right? So now I'm not holding onto it, but my hips are on the main sling. And then grab your long handles. Step back a little bit. And then reach forward and let your upper body kind of fold over. So you're gonna stretch all the way through your back. Make sense? Yeah. Here I am. Ready for a wide-legged forward fold. Pushing that main sling onto my hip bones. There we go. Doesn't want to stay on the side. Yeah. And then lean down and grab the long handles. Yeah. And then I take a step back. And then lean forward. Nice. And we'll take a few moments here just to stretch, feel nice and long through the shoulders and the lower back. If you want to go a little side to side, you could do that. Sliding towards the right and then the left. And if you're really liking where you are, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more stretch into the leg, you can walk your hands down to the ground, separating your feet nice and wide, and let your head come towards your legs a bit. And let's try to take it into a twist. The left hand goes to the outside of your right calf, Oh, you might have to adjust your feet a little bit there. And then maybe right hand stays down, or maybe right hand comes up. There's going to be a pretty good amount of pressure into the hips if you lift both hands off. So your choice there. You might have to kind of ease into that. Okay, so let's take that to the other side. So we'll plant both hands under your shoulders, and then right hand comes to the outside of left calf or ankle. Okay, kind of shifting your weight forward slightly, and then left arm will lift up. Okay. Nice. Let's take both hands down. And then walking your feet back together, take a few steps forward so you can come into a forward fold. Nice. And then see if you can really get into the hamstrings. The chest towards your thighs. If you want to, you can take your hands to the backs of your legs and gently pull. Remember, for some people, that deep kind of forward fold doesn't feel great. If that's you, you can keep just a little bit less of a rounding, more of a hinging at the hips, and then that'll help protect through the lower back. Good. Okay, so bend your knees a bit, come back up to standing. Woo. And then, because we always need it afterwards, a little back bend's good. So take the mainspring behind you, arms through, we'll walk it back. And then find a Titanic Jack. This is where the mainspring is underneath your shoulders, kind of right around your heart. And then chest up, arms open, hips press forward. Yeah. And then you can either stay still, or if you like, you can move your arms up and down like you're making snow angels. Good, and then slowly walk your feet back so they're directly underneath you, and then we'll come up to standing. You take the mainspring out in front of you. And then here's what we're gonna lower. So the height you're looking for is that your foot can be in the mainspring, but your knee can also touch the ground. So for me, I think it's only gonna be a one side lower, but for you, it might be both. So you can lower one side and then give it a check. Oh, it's actually two for me. I thought I got it, but I didn't. So close. Let's see. All right, I'm like an inch off the ground, so I grabbed a blanket, so that'll help get me just a little bit higher. It's probably a good idea to have a chair or a stool just accessible for this next bit. There's a bit of balance, and it's possible you might want to have something to hold on to. So just for safety reasons, grab a chair for a sec. Cool. You're like so close, but not quite.
I have to go grab a blanket. I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah. You got it?
No, I got it.
Yeah. You'll like it. It's like a pigeon flow.
Oh, I like
Do a little lunge, and then we'll get into a pigeon, and then kind of into a royal pigeon or king pigeon. Same thing. Silly name. Good. And then you got something to grab onto if you need to, right, Christine? Oh, yeah, you got countertops. You're good. Child's play.
Things to hang on to everywhere.
Ooh, we're going to do one thing before we do our leg stretches. We're going to come and sit in the main sling. So I never sit in it when it's this low, but it's kind of fun to give a new perspective. I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. It feels really loud in my ears. Okay. You guys still hear the music?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to sit in your main sling for a moment here. You want to have your feet pretty close to the ground. Probably they're touching. You good?
Yeah, my nuts are just adjusting.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I remember when I used to have those, that would happen a lot. And it would, you know, if you're going upside down, it really can be a little scary. Bring your black clips up on your main sling so that it separates. Gives you its full width.
Sorry.
You all good there? Yeah, make sure you're nice and safe. Good. And then make sure there's a fair amount of sling behind you. We're going to move into a boat pose. A little bit more core. So as you're ready, sit in. Make sure that you're in center. So I always just like shake my butt right to left and that'll shift if I'm not in center. And then take your arms inside the sling. Lean back, belly button up and in. Now remember, in boat pose, don't round through the lower back at all. So chest up, belly button in, lean back, and the knees can lift up. Maybe legs straighten. They definitely don't have to. Okay, you can also bring your arms on the outside and maybe grab onto the main sling if you need a little bit less. Ooh, Christine, you okay in there?
I'm not sure what's going on with my rig right now. Go ahead, I'll catch up.
Okay. Good. You doing good, Sarah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. We're going to hold it here for 5, 3, 2. And when I get to take a little break, sit up, take it out, and move around a little bit, slump a bit. Good. We're going to do one more set. Okay. All right, here we go. Leaning back, knees up, maybe feet up, maybe hands to the sides, maybe hands reach forward. Ooh, I'm shaking. Keep breathing, you guys. Remember, chest is lifting. You're not rounding at all in the lower back. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. And when I go to back up, nicely done. Good. And let's bring those black clips back down. Keep it nice and bunched up, and then we'll come on out. All right. So let's start. Let's all put right foot in the sling. So you're going to capture it. So you have to do a bit of flexion with toes towards the knee here. Nice. And then we're going to start with a lunge. So you'll kick your foot back. So here's where you might want something to put your hands on. So kind of lower down into a lunge. Yeah. Good. And then we'll pause here, lifted for a moment. So you could play around with your balance, or maybe you put both hands on the left knee. You take your arms up. That's a lot of work for that left glute. So make sure you're really pressing into the front heel. Good. Take a breath in. On the exhale, hands come down to the floor. Perfect. Good. And then we're going to twist from here. So right hand's going to stay down. You might be like, I'm up on my fingertips. If you feel good on your wrist, maybe you're down on the flat on the palm. Press into left heel. You really want to feel the left glute working. And then left arm's gonna reach up. Good. Remember, you can also do a fist with the right hand. That's it. Good. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, left hand comes down. Good. And now both hands are gonna plant on the ground. And we're gonna kind of come into like a three-legged plank here. So press into the ground and then start to lift left foot off the ground just a little bit. So you're like pulling your knee to your chest. And then set left foot down for pigeon pose. So the shin is on the floor. Your left knee is slightly to the left of your hip. And you've got your right leg still up in that sling behind you. And we'll pause here for a moment, pressing your hips down to the ground, feeling a hip flexor stretch in the right leg, maybe a little glute stretch in the left leg, maybe some hamstrings on the left leg. Okay. And then take a breath in here. On the exhale, bend your left knee. So here's where you want, if you needed to grab a blanket, you put a little bit of height underneath the right knee. So we're in pigeon, but that back knee is bent, so your foot's up in the air. Now, if you feel really awesome here, you're like really enjoying the quad stretch, stay here. We'll take a few more breaths here before we move on. Let's really feel into the hips, the left glute, the left inner thighs, the right hamstring, or the right quadricep and psoas. Take a couple of neck circles. Good. And then bringing your head back to center. Left hand's gonna stay on the ground. Now, if you're feeling really great, you can stay. This next bit's a little bit extra, so you choose if you wanna play around with this. Left hand's gonna go on the ground and you're gonna press into the left hand. So your shoulders really engaged here on the left side. You're also gonna press your shin into the ground. So your hips will lift up slightly, but you'll feel like you've got a little bit more engagement through the legs, so you're not just sort of slumping forward, having all the weight in the back ankle. So shin to the ground, left hand into the ground, left shoulders engaged. Right hand's gonna reach behind you and see if you can grab your foot. Good. So the first thing is to see if you can touch the foot. Now we're gonna build into a king pigeon and then a mermaid pose. So right hand is grabbing the foot. Good. If you've got it, take your hand to the outside of this thing so kind of get a grip on the outside of the foot. Good. From there, bring your arm back as far as you can. So you're kind of working the foot basically into the crease of the elbow. Now, in order for me to get that, I got to scooch back a little bit. So you might have to play around with adjusting the legs a bit. Okay. Now, as I'm reaching my elbow back, I've got to lift my chest up so much, my left hand's going to start to come off the ground. So you might be following along there. Good. So feel free to stop anywhere along this crazy train. For more, left arm will start to reach up towards the ceiling. And then eventually your left hand comes, I can't quite do it, but your left hand and your right hand will interlace behind your head. So that's mermaid pose. So you're anywhere along this crazy continuum. But more than anything, we're getting an awesome stretch in the right quadricep, hip flexors, left glute. Laughing at ourselves, you know. That's always a good thing too. Woo! All right, let's gently let right leg go. So we'll just point the toes towards the ceiling. That main sling will come right off. We'll take a moment here to straighten through the right leg.
I can't get up.
Woo! Take your time to come back up to standing. So your legs are gonna feel a little funny, especially the right leg. So you might like to move my hips around a little bit. So I'm like, okay, they're there. We know we can hold weight, and then we'll see. right, you guys ready for that craziness on the other side? Feel how lopsided your legs feel?
Definitely.
All right, so if you use a chair or a stool, you might want to put it on the opposite side. See, I'm actually going to keep mine here because I've got this wall on the side. And then we'll go left foot in. Good, here we go. So left leg in. And then we'll start to lower down into lunge. So use your props to make sure you get into a lunge really safely. Good, you're ending up with right heel underneath the knee. And we'll take a moment here to stay lifted in the lunge. Woo! Good, your hands might come to your knee. Maybe one hand stays on your knee, one hand stays on the stool. If you feel all right to do so, maybe you reach your arms up high. Yay. Take a breath in, and the exhale, hands to floor. Okay. Good, and then left hand comes underneath the left shoulder. Maybe you're up on fingertips, maybe you're on a fist. Good, press into the ground. Left shoulder super engaged, pressing into right heel to balance that, and then right arm comes up. That's it. Okay, big breath in. And the exhale, arms come back down. Nice, and then we'll start to settle. Working our way into plank here. So hands plant. And then right foot comes up. Pull your knee to your chest. Kick your heel out to the side. And then lower your shin down to the ground. You're sort of making this number 7-ish with your legs. Biggest piece here is that your knee is slightly to the outside of your hip. Nice, and then we'll pause here, getting that huge stretch into the hip flexor. That left leg. Good, nice easy breath. Good, and we'll start to bend left knee. Let's see, I'm scooching back to get my blanket underneath my knee. Just a little bit too tall. Okay, so let's stay here. Lifted through the chest. Even more intense stretch into the quads. Good. So let's go right ear to right shoulder on the side. Good. Chin to chest. And then left ear to left shoulder. Good, and then head back to center. And here's what we'll start to play around with, moving into mermaid. So we're basically in king pigeon already. The only thing for king pigeon here is to reach back and grab your foot. So right hand plant, chest lift, push into the right shin a bit, and then reach back and grab for the left foot. Good, so sides are different, so this might be enough on this side, right? If you want to play around with that mermaid pose, much more pressure into the shin to get the upper body to lift, and you'll start to work your foot back into the crook of the left elbow. And then from there, reaching right arm up, interlacing your hands behind your head for some sort of fashion thereof. I'm stuck here in king pigeon because that's all my leg wants to do. Feels like it's gonna rip apart. Woo! Let's take one more breath in here. And then exhale. Good, letting go. Point the toes up towards the ceiling. Take a moment here with the left leg straightened out once you're out of the trapeze there. Good, and then starting to make your way. Well, come up to your knees just for a moment. Kind of take the hips out of it. And then we're going to stay back down onto the mat. We'll lower back down. But we'll turn to make sure that your feet can get in the long handle. So I'm going to turn around. That might be also what you need to do, or maybe you come in from the other side. And then before we put our feet in the long handles, we're going to take a supine pigeon here. So cross right leg over the left. Good. So my feet are just kind of underneath the mainspring here. Now, two options. One option is just to bring your hands behind the left side, pull your knee in towards your chest. Second option is to bend left knee and put your left heel in the main sling. So you got a bit of support there. And then see if you can pull your knee a little bit towards your chest, but with less effort. Then we'll do a little sway side to side. Good, and we'll unravel the legs, give both knees a little hug into your chest. And we'll go to the other side. So left foot crosses over right thigh, and then right foot rests in the main sling. And then take your hands maybe above the knee or maybe below the knee. Just keep pulling the knee into your chest. Maybe a little sway side to side. I love that because sometimes where you need the stretch isn't always that first place you get to. If you go a little right to left, usually you'll find a spot. Nice. Take one more breath in. On the exhale, pull your knees into your chest one more time. Nice. And then usually here we'll put legs in long handles, but since your main sling is pretty low, you can put your feet back in your main sling. And let that give your lower back a little bit of traction. And if that doesn't feel like it's working out for you, you can always put your feet in the long handles as well. Okay, and as we start to settle here, focus in on your breathing. Taking a deep breath in. And a slow breath back out. Good. Do that again. Big full breath in. Slow breath back out. One more time. Big breath in. Maybe on the exhale this time, you sigh it out. And then just sink into your mat. Bring that feeling of weightlessness. Make it feel almost like you're floating along in a stream. The sunshine warming your skin. The warm breeze. Taking one more deep breath in. And a slow breath back out. Starting to come back into the space around you and your body. Just noticing any sounds around you. And a little bit of movement to your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Okay, so let's take your hands together at your heart and take a moment to find some gratitude for practicing today, for giving yourself what you need and taking care of this body that you're living in. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. Super grateful for you for braving the chilly cold weather outside and making it through whatever else you had to be here. Namaste, you guys.